Oh, pardon me. The conductor told me this cart was also occupied, but I should have seen you were asleep. Insomnia. It's never fun, but it does make trips go longer. I'll try and let you rest. Well, lucky for you, I'm not an extrovert, so don't worry about me throwing any parties at all. Well, I was about to make some tea if you want any. I promise none of it's spiked, I swear on my childhood dog. Well, I brought Earl Grey, Sleepy Time, and Lemon Ginger. Does any of that sound good to you? Ah, that's a great choice. I'll have lemon ginger. Let me get some hot water real quick. Excuse me, may I please get some hot water? It's for some tea I'm making. Thank you. Well, while we're waiting on the boiling water, how about some snacks? I brought some Rice Krispie treats with me to tide me over. Here you are. That really hits the spot after hours of waiting in a train station. That's also true. Insomnia Snackage is one of the very few blessings it has to offer. So where are you heading to? Oh really? So am I. I haven't yet. It's my first time going. What about you? Oh, how wonderful. You'll probably have to show me around so I don't get lost. Depends on what. Well then, I'll do my best to keep up with you. Any reason for traveling? I have a small business inquiry to make. Hardly illegal. I just have to make sure a location of ours is running up to complete standards. The company I work for has high demands for each location. You mean my job? Well, I'm the man they send in to make sure every standard is met and all expectations are met. Thank you very much. Here's a small tip for your trouble. Have a wonderful night, sir. Alright, and here's your tea. Alright. There you are. And this should help a bit. At least I hope so. Tea helps me sleep. I think I'll read a bit before I turn in for the night. I love reading as well. I think I'll start reading The Lost Hero tonight. I've been meaning to. Is everything alright? Well, I wouldn't mind that at all. You just sit back with your tea and I'll read the first few pages. Who knows, maybe the first full chapter. We'll see how this goes. Alright, here we are. Alright. The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. For Haley and Patrick, who always are the first to hear stories. Without them, Camp Half-Blood would not exist. Here we are. Chapter 1. Jason. Even before he got electrocuted, Jason was already having a rotten day. He woke in the back seat of a school bus, not sure where he was, holding hands with a girl he didn't know. That wasn't necessarily the rotten part. The girl was cute, but he couldn't figure out who she was or what he was doing there. He sat up and rubbed his eyes, trying to think. A few dozen kids sprawled in the seats in front of him, listening to iPods, talking or sleeping. They all looked around his age. 15? 16? Okay, that was scary. He didn't know his own age. The bus rumbled along a bumpy road. Out the windows, desert rolled under a bright blue sky. Jason was pretty sure he didn't live in the desert. He tried to think back. The last thing he remembered. The girl squeezed his hand. Jason, you okay? She wore faded jeans, hiking boots, and a fleece snowboarding jacket. Her chocolate brown hair was cut choppy and uneven, with thin strands braided down the sides. She wore no makeup like she was trying not to draw attention to herself, but it didn't work. She was seriously pretty. Her eyes seemed to change color like a kaleidoscope. Brown, blue, and green. Jason let go of her hand. I don't. In front of the bus, the teacher shouted, "All right, cupcakes, listen up." The guy was obviously a coach. His baseball cap was pulled low over his hair, so you could just see his beady eyes. He had a wispy goatee and a sour face, like he had eaten something moldy. His buff arms and chest pushed against a bright orange polo shirt. His nylon workout pants and Nikes were spotless white. A whistle hung from his neck, and a megaphone was clipped to his belt. He would have looked pretty scary if he hadn't been 5'0". When he stood up in the aisle, one of the students called, "Stand up, Coach Hedge." "I heard that." The coach scanned the bus for the offender. Then his eyes fixed to Jason, and his scowl deepened. A jolt went through Jason's spine. He was sure the coach knew he didn't belong there. He was going to call Jason out, demand to know what he was doing on the bus, and Jason wouldn't have a clue what to say. But Coach Hedge looked away and cleared his throat. "We'll arrive in 5 minutes. Stay with your partner. Don't lose your worksheet, and if any of you precious little cupcakes cause any trouble on this trip, I will personally send you back to campus the hard way." He picked up a baseball bat and made it look like he was hitting a homer. Jason looked at the girl next to him. "Can you talk to us that way?" She shrugged. "Always does. This is the wilderness school, where kids are animals." She said it like it was a joke they shared before. "This is some kind of mistake," Jason said. "I'm not supposed to be here." The boy in front of him turned and laughed. "Yeah, right, Jason. We've all been framed. I didn't run away 6 times. Piper didn't steal a BMW. The girl blushed. "I didn't steal that car, Leo." "Oh, I forgot, Piper. What was your story? You talked the dealer into lending it to you?" He raised his eyebrow to Jason like, "Can you believe her?" Leo looked like a Latino Santa's elf, with curly black hair, pointy ears, and a cheerful babyish face, and a mischievous smile that told you right away this guy should not be trusted around matches or sharp objects. His long, nimble fingers wouldn't stop moving, drumming on the seat, sweeping his hair behind his ears, fiddling with the buttons of his army fatigue jacket. Either this kid was naturally hyper, or he was hopped up on enough sugar and caffeine to give a heart attack to a water buffalo. "Anyway," Leo said, "I hope you got your worksheet, 'cause I used mine for Spitwad days ago." "Why are you looking at me like that? Somebody draw my face again?" "I don't know you," Jason said. "Well, definitely more to read later tomorrow." "Wow, I guess we lost track of time. How do you feel right now?" "I'm right there with you. I should turn in too. I see you took the top bunk. That's fine by me. I prefer to be on top." I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. Alright. Sleep well. Oh, wake me up if you happen to find buried treasure and we have to sneak it off the train. Good night.